Did that? Yeah, that did it. That did it. We were there. What's up, gang? Howdy, y'all.
Good morning.
I was saying Tony, before you stepped away, the thing that I couldn't understand is like when I look at Twitch, even from the creator dashboard, I can see it's like viewer count such and such, and then I refresh like the list of people in chat, and it's not the same. It's so weird.
Yep.
I don't understand it. It's crazy.
Like, what number do you see right now? Because like the API says 4.
Yep. I saw 4. I saw 6 a few times, and when it had 6, there were like 3 people in chat. I don't understand it.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, good morning, y'all. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and you're all fresh for the week in doing what you got to do and taking care of business. How you doing, Brightside? How you doing, Omni? Hope you boys are chilling and having a good time. Let's see. We got a few things that we can talk about today with in regards to the game industry and news. Let's see. What did I have here? I mean, I don't really want to dive into the Bloodborne stuff until we have a few more people in chat to discuss it. But we could talk about. Let's just get into this nonsense. Okay, so Blizzard's Overwatch, formerly known as Overwatch 2, is now on Switch 2 at a 60 FPS version. I don't know that I would ever want to play that game on a Switch. That sounds kind of crazy. I just don't understand why anyone would play that on Switch. Yeah, welcome on me first. You got it. Homie's playing the game today. Let's see. They dropped the 2 from their name. They're doing 10 new heroes as part of a story-driven era for the game. What's up, LFQ?
10 new ones is
yeah,
a lot, actually.
I think they're trying to pull more people in, which I think is, interesting. Like Overwatch is such an old IP at this point that I'm just like, who's playing it? Like, that's what I don't know. I mean, it must be successful because they keep it alive. And when I look at something like Marathon's user base continuing to degrade, I'm very worried for it. But I mean, I also said I think it'll either be dead on arrival or have like a month where it's good, and then it'll peter out, and we'll see if they can get people back. Unfortunately, it seems like that was correct. It seems like it's about a month, and I don't know if they can turn it around. And they're doing a huge update to balance and stuff like that. Like a month in the second month of the game, they're going to drop a huge update. They already did, right? They nerfed melee.
And they do like once a week.
Yeah. They keep updating and changing balance, which is crazy. I don't think that's a good idea for a brand new game.
Oh, LFQ with the resub. Thank you.
Thank you, LFQ, the GOAT. We really appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. But yeah, like, so I'm thinking about like Overwatch. Surely Overwatch isn't outperforming Marathon, but maybe it is. That's like the crazy part to me. I kind of want to go look and see like what does it look like on Twitch, because that can be like, it's a decent indicator for like people's interest. So I'm gonna see
It's like what we were talking about with Steam charts yesterday. It's like it's not
accurate.
It's not a set in stone metric, but you can
Yeah.
definitely use it to like compare one game against another and kind of get an idea of where they're at. And,
Some trends you can kind of
You
see
know,
like what's happening there. That's what
where-
made me worry about Marathon.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where we're seeing again, like PUBG right now is like over 1 million people concurrent and stuff. Like it's wild.
Yeah, how the fuck? What was going on? We were talking about.
I don't
that
think
the
we
other
ever
day.
figured out why, but it just is the case. Yeah.
Yeah, any of you guys in chat, do you know why PUBG is blowing up suddenly? Like, what the fuck is that all about? And then here, while we're thinking about that, I'm looking at. I don't even see Overwatch in the browse category, so I'm looking at like. Oh my god, like World of Tanks is way up there still. Fortnite Battle Royale's up there. I wonder if World of Tanks must be having like a tournament or something, because they usually boom when there's like a tournament.
Dude, I just typed PUBG into Twitter and like these clips I'm seeing, this does not even look like the game that I remember at all.
Oh, is
Like-
this that like PvE thing, or is this
Like,
ahead
yeah,
of
they're
the-
like fighting like cyborgs and they have like floating health bars over their heads, and it's all in first person. And like, what the fuck? PvE
Oh, crap.
roguelike mode Xenopoint.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
it.
we should try this shit. It was cool.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, we can definitely try it.
I'll try it. And try anything. It's free.
I mean, I'm looking, dude. I don't even see Overwatch up here at all. Like, that's the crazy thing.
On Twitch.
Yeah, it's like not on Twitch. Like, Elden Ring has 10,000 viewers. And I don't see Overwatch anywhere up here. Like, Arc Raiders is still carrying 20K. PUBG's at 15K currently. And then anything below that is like 10K and less.
Steam charts is 80,000 concurrent, 92,000 24-hour peak.
For Overwatch?
Yeah.
I mean, that's significantly more than Marathon right now.
Yeah, like 5x.
And so here's the crazy thing. Marathon is carrying 3,000 viewers. I'm going to click on that. So the 3,000, 2,000 of those are to, what is this guy?
LFQ, we were talking about PUBG because I had seen like a headline from the other day that it was breaking some record. You know, it might be like the highest concurrent viewers in the last year or something like that, but it was just like a significant increase or something that, I don't know, caused me to look into it or something. It just kind of made me go, shit, I had no idea so many people still played this game.
Yeah, right. Yo, I hope so, Brightside. A couple thousand. Dread's going really well. Over the last like 2 weeks, Tony has made some very, very serious progress on like technology stuff. So like we've got a couple levels that are pretty well locked in, and we just need to do like some content authoring to finish them off. So yeah, really, really good stuff. We are cruising on that, which is awesome. We've got a couple of, we need to touch base with some other members of the team and see where their stuff is at. But otherwise, like Dread's doing really well. Yeah, exactly. 1.3 million players on Steam concurrent is a crazy fucking peak for PUBG. Like that's what I'm like, what is happening? So you said it was Xenopoint or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm talking about Overwatch is because like Overwatch is still like getting released on new platforms and shit like that. And I'm like looking at it and I'm like, I don't even see fucking Overwatch in the list of games that people are watching on Twitch. And like that's not an end all be all. It's just like a health indicator for like, is there an audience here? And I mean, Tony, you said there were 80,000 concurrent at its peak in the last 24
80,000 right now, about 100,000 at peak in the last 24 hours.
That's relatively healthy.
Yeah.
Like they're doing okay. And most people aren't playing Overwatch on Steam. They're playing it through the Blizzard launcher, which we're not going to see.
I think it's Steam only now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Is Blizzard like phasing their launcher out?
Yeah, they did it a while ago. I think
interesting.
Like,
I don't even know.
Diablo, I think even World of Warcraft might launch out of Steam now.
That's really crazy.
Don't quote me on that, but I think that might be the case. Yeah.
Admittedly, I haven't played any Blizzard shit since Diablo 4, which is like a couple of years ago.
And I think it was right around then is when they switched the launcher.
Yeah, exactly, LFQ. That's why we were talking about it. Is reliably around 700 and 900K players that's crazy for PUBG, considering the age of that game. I'm still trying to find Overwatch in the Twitch directory, and I'm not fucking seeing it. Maybe I'm just missing it, but like Heroes of the Storm has 693 people watching it right now. Maybe I just need to search Overwatch specifically to see how many people are in the category. Oh, maybe it doesn't have a category.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
No, there's no way. That's crazy.
It says there's no category for Overwatch. I'm searching category tags. Okay, here we go. Overwatch. I found the category now. 82,000 viewers. Okay, maybe I just didn't recognize the fucking shit. So let's go back to browse. Oh, I guess it is up there. I don't know why it wasn't showing. Maybe Twitch was like, we don't want you to watch Overwatch. But yeah, I see now it's on the top row. It's just chatting, CS2, League of Legends, GTA 5, Minecraft, Valorant, Overwatch, Windrose, Teamfight Tactics. So that's weird. I don't know why it wasn't showing at the top. Yeah, exactly, LFQ. Steam charts are crazy after the Xenopoint thing. So Overwatch is doing well, apparently. So that's good for them. But yeah, I was looking through these categories. I'm just like, where the fuck is it? I don't see it at all. Maybe it was set to recommended for me. That might have been it. I just needed to go like viewers high to low. Yeah, because now it's showing up just fine.
I was gonna say I usually see it probably in the top.
Yeah, it's still on top
rows or so. Yeah.
So by comparison, guys, the point that I'm making here is that Overwatch is at 84, roughly 85K people watching it. And then I have to scroll pretty far down to get to Marathon. Marathon's at 3.2K. If I look at it, the top 5 are like Destiny content creators, which is interesting. I don't think that's a good thing for the game. I really don't. And as you know, what was like the last 24 hours concurrency was like 20K or something like that. Marathon Steam charts. Let's see what it says. And this one's a little more accurate, just based off of what that data analytics firm said of like, okay, all right, so the peak yesterday was actually pretty good. It went higher than the peak on Monday. Not by much. It was 25K versus 22K. But that's a good sign. That means that there were more people playing yesterday. Oh, that's why. They dropped that big patch yesterday.
There's a new battle pass items. There was so many changes. There's a new currency system. Yeah, all those things we were talking about. Yeah.
LFQ, don't worry about it, buddy. You have the biggest sub streak far and away. So you're killing it on that one, man. But I appreciate your enthusiasm about being a streak accumulator or whatever.
Streaker, if you will.
Yeah, streaker, dude. No, that's great. Thank you. Oh, so if you guys, Brightside was wondering how Dread's going. If you take a look here, this is the forest now. So this is what I was saying. Like, Tony did some fucking awesome shit. Tony, tell me about how you did this stuff. Are these like procedurally generated decorators that you put in here? These bushes and trees and shit and like rocks?
Yeah, because we have the teleporting illusion. It's basically like a 3x3 grid of squares, and we're in the middle, and then every square around it is like a tessellation of the one in the middle. So I'll eventually get to it here. Yeah, so right there you see the logs came up. I actually like Pac-Man around the level just then. If I turn around and walk this way, then I'll do it again. And that
so this is the crazy part.
Effectively infinite. So
if you guys look at the upper left, that whole set of print strings, that cyan text that's popping up is when he's loading. He's doing the seamless like Pac-Man to the other side.
So if I do this, I don't have it set up right now. Usually I can I can do this. So I'm if we just fly up real quick here, it might be a little hard to tell, but we're kind of like in this corner here. And Yeah, the area is not actually that big, but with all the foliage and stuff covering it, there's just kind of like a square here in the middle. And when you hit this edge, you just kind of go back around to this edge. And
Yeah, show them that again so that they can
yeah.
like look for a hitch or something, because there's not one. It's you would not tell as a player.
Let's see, so I think we got to go like this way.
So you're looking for the big spam in the upper left-hand corner of all the cyan text popping up, and that's when he's like teleporting to the other side.
So like right now, I'm on the edge of the square looking in because I just teleported. So this tree is here. If I walk backwards here, so I just teleported back. So now I'm on the edge of the square looking out of the square, and this is another copy of the square in front of me that we're seeing. That is 1-to-1 exactly the same as the square that I'm standing in. So now when I teleport to the other side of the square, you don't even... it doesn't look any different. And the way that it actually is happening under the hood is a little clunky, but there's basically like a PCG system that runs, and all it does is it places down empty actors where every single thing should go. And here, if I like call it all out, you can kind of get a good idea. But so what it'll do is in this square, this is the PCG volume. It does all of the normal PCG stuff to generate the trees and the grass and the rocks and the bushes and all of that. But again, all it does is it places a point inside of this box, and that point is just an actor. There might even be like a more efficient way for me to do that, but it's been working fine for now. And then I have a blueprint system, and what it does is it goes and it finds all of the actors in that square, and then it just like spawns 9 of the thing that it spawns. So if there's supposed to be a tree right here, it'll spawn a tree here, but then it also spawn that same tree here and 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 so on for every single item. And that's how we get that perfect repeatability and the perfect illusion basically around the outside. And now I can kind of just like regenerate it as needed whenever I want to, by just like clicking some buttons and, you know, kind of get it all dialed in, make it behave the way that I want it to. And yeah, so when I've talked about, you know, scope creep making this take longer than a month, because like we're going on 6 now, this is why making something like this that's really good is hard. But the early prototypes, I was like, this is fucking sick. Like, we got to figure out how to make this look really good. And there we are, you know, we're there now. So now it's about building in the gameplay moments in this level to be like, here's how the player's moving through the space, because this is a little bit different from the neighborhood where they go to an intersection and then make a choice of direction. So the player experience for this is, it needs you know, more love, but we've got a really good, you know, concept and vision for how we're going to do this space. So it's working and it's coming together, which is fucking awesome. So we'll have 2 levels, you know, forest and neighborhood, that are pretty well established. We've still got the lake, Black Sun, and Cathedral to do, but the Black Sun is doing really well. The lake has made a lot of progress too. You don't necessarily need to show it, Tony, but like the tech under the hood is like caught up to the point where the forest was before Tony got into iterating in this way and making the forest look really good. So, you know, we're moving along into those different spaces, which is fantastic. Yeah, I almost wish I could show what the forest looked like before. You guys should go back to like the last stream we did or something, because it's like it's just a blank plain with a bunch of random like pretty large trees on it and nothing else. And like I remember us being like, wow, that actually looks pretty good. And like, you know, compared to this, like this is definitely a lot more what I was seeing in my head the whole time.
Yes.
So
yes, this is so much better. So yeah, it's coming along really well. It's pretty exciting. There's more work to do, of course, but we're getting there. You know, it's we don't, you know, we've talked to you guys before. We don't have like a super tight schedule. We like to let people experiment and do the things that they want to work on, because it's going to make the game better in the end. So progress is fast in certain areas, but it's slow in some others. And just making sure that everyone like is still, you know, building stuff and happy with what they're doing is kind of the main challenge. This is another piece of tech. So I was talking about Cathedral and Lake, and this is the tech for Cathedral that Tony's proving out. And you know,
this was for Spoonman.
Yeah, Spoonman is Black Sun.
Oh, okay.
Remember Black Hole Sun, Spoonman? Yeah.
But that's different from Cathedral.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I said Cathedral. I didn't mean to say Cathedral. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. I just fucking said the wrong shit. So the cool part about this, Cathedral's not going to have any of this stuff. It's going to be like a shorter space that you walk through and interact with some things to like capstone the whole game and finish it off. But yeah, so the prototyping here this is like what you guys would have seen the forest as a couple of weeks ago, right? So that's where this part of the game is coming along. More maze stuff, a different mechanic that is different from forest, it's different from lake, it's different from neighborhood, but it all has the same kind of game feel of being like lost in this maze and like, you know, Lost Wood stuff. What's up, Sushi? Oh, you should. I know you just switched to the.
I'll go back.
Well, I guess I don't like calling them Scooby-Doo hallways, but like, you know, it's a good way to describe it.
It's called a teleporter hall under the hood. So
yeah, so the teleporter hallway.
Yeah.
Sushi, you should see what Tony's got going on with the forest. Check this shit out. And also, Sushi, I know you've been really busy. We're looking forward to when you can help us out some more. But like forest and neighborhood have come along pretty well. We need to do more work on Lake, Black Sun, and Cathedral. So Dread is coming along very well. Oh, you saw the video in Discord? Hell yeah. But yeah, this is the forest now, which is fucking awesome.
I think we gotta take the moats now and put them probably below the canopy line because you're never gonna be able to see them where we put them before.
Sushi says, yeah, shit's rough for me right now. Last month of forbearance on my house. Ooh, I don't like that, dude. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Keep your house, brother.
Explain what does that mean?
Financial burden. So he's like he's done the responsible thing of being like, I don't want to miss payments and shit. Please give me some leeway.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know. You know, obviously, like paying you to cover your bills is not necessarily something we can do, but if we can give you references or you know, use our professional networks or something, or write you letters of recommendation or anything like that, like let us know, man.
Happy to do it. Yep.
Or if you're like, I'm interviewing at this place, do you happen to know anybody? Like, hit me up for that, and then I can try to like back channel and talk to some people and help you out in that way. I don't have a huge network, but I'm definitely like plugged into some people who are, you know, doing stuff in the industry. Interview at a place, realize it's not till tomorrow. Hey, you got the right attitude though,
you're
bro.
so early. That's very professional of you.
Yes, you got the right attitude, man.
You should have hit him up and be like, I just want you guys to know how prepared I am. I was ready for this interview a day early.
Yeah, don't do that. They'll be like, cool, nice story, bro. We don't care. Okay, so since we got a few people, you know, floating around in chat now, I think we should talk about the Bloodborne movie. I want to see what you guys think about that. I was talking about some player concurrency numbers with Overwatch and Marathon and trying to compare those and look at the health of a game and all that. But this Bloodborne thing I really wanted to talk about because I thought it was interesting. I think we're starting to see a shift away from the status quo, the way things always went in the film industry. So if you think about it, we had this happen in broadcast. We're doing this. There are wildly successful and wealthy content creators who just stream without a deal from a major broadcasting company. They become these like monolithic entities. So I think we're starting to see that happen in film. These big corporations are breaking away from it. I mean, it's happened in music. You can be a streaming artist that is very successful and you're doing well on your own, and you're not beholden to these corporations that are gonna, you know, tell you what to do with your own art. So that being said, where did it go? Hold on, I gotta go find this article about this movie. All right, here we go. So this was in Variety, which is like a magazine or some shit like that. I don't know if you would even call it a magazine anymore because I think Variety is like strictly online. Core 3 Vid or Fragmentary or whatever it's called. You drop me a link. I'll see if that's in the list. But okay, so Bloodborne.
Yeah, no, it is. It's in the list.
It is? Okay, cool. So Bloodborne's getting a R-rated animated movie adaptation from Sony. This is the weird thing. Jacksepticeye is like kind of leading this effort, which if you guys don't know, Jacksepticeye is like a really prominent content creator. So
He's like OG
Yeah.
streamer from like the early days. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bloodborne, licensed by Sony, they're doing a thing. And what I couldn't figure out was like how indie this film is, like how much, what's Jacksepticeye's role? Is he a producer?
Yeah, I don't know if we know any of that yet, but
he might be putting some of his own money into this, is what I'm trying to get at, right?
Do you know we've talked about the Iron Lung movie, right?
Yeah, I don't know if we did on stream, but
okay,
yeah.
But you know the whole deal with like Markiplier kind of basically made that himself, and like even did a lot of the rendering himself because he couldn't find somebody to like do a good job for him.
That's in theaters now, right?
It might not be anymore, but it was maybe in like January or February, and I think it did okay. And I just bring it up because like I don't think this is that, because that was somewhat independent, I think, and like I don't know, the Iron Lung guy isn't FromSoft or Sony either, so it's not the same thing. But I think like that is a good indication, like you were saying, of kind of a lot of these content creators and stuff kind of saying like I could probably do a better job of this myself than what we've been seeing. So
okay, so Google AI is saying that as of March 2026, Iron Lung was still in theaters in a select run in certain places across the country, with no confirmation of when there's going to be a streaming or digital release. But yeah, so Iron Lung, indie film made by a content creator, put out there. I hope it's doing well. I think we looked at some numbers and it looks like it was a commercial success. Like,
I think they asked him on a podcast, like, can you talk about money? And he's like, I can't say much, but I can tell you that like it's not a failure, and like we made our money back or something like that.
Yeah, I saw some projections saying that like it took them $5 million to make it or something like that, and the movie is like estimated to have box office sales of like 54 million gross, which is a success. That's fucking huge. That's really well done for an indie film. Like the return on that is massive. So this could be the beginning of a big change. And the other thing I wanted to mention is okay, so I was watching a comedy podcast the other night, and Theo Von made a movie with David Spade and a bunch of comedians, and this is like an old school comedy film like you might have gotten in the 90s or early 2000s that they don't make anymore. Like think like a Judd Apatow with like Seth Rogen and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's what this is. Seth Rogen, James Franco, like those kinds of like, high school buddy comedy type shit. Like
Adam Sandler and all of his friends who are in every single movie he makes. Yeah.
And those movies have like gone away, right? Like we haven't had one of those in like 15 years. So Theo Von and his buddies decided to make this film independent and then do a theatrical run. I think it's in theaters this week. It's called Bus Boys. Let me see when it came out.
Is this just like 2026 waiting?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like a waiting type of a movie. Okay. I want to say. So theaters April 17th. Okay, so it comes out in theaters on Friday. I want to check it out because I want to support this kind of thing. I mean, we've gotten some garbage in theaters lately because of big corporations dictating what can and can't be put into a theater, right? So you got enough money, you take a big enough risk. You're Theo Von, you're like, fuck it, let's just make a comedy movie, like a true classic comedy movie. We're seeing Bloodborne, we're seeing Iron Lung, we're getting like, I think it's good. I hope it's good. If these things do well, that means we can get away from that superhero movie fatigue that everyone is talking about, where you're like, what the fuck is this? We don't want another superhero movie. Cinema's in like a sad spot right now. So hopefully we're seeing this change. So
did you go and you watched like the previews? I went and saw Hail Mary, and there's like 3 or 4 like, hey, remember the 80s like remakes that are coming out right now, like He-Man and like I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones are, but I was just like, man, exactly the same thing you said. It's just like sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It's highly corporatized.
Yeah.
It makes me think about this. I had this realization about music on the radio. And I think music went this weird route where, like, because of the radio, and that was how everyone was kind of consuming their music before the internet age, when streaming services or like piracy and all that stuff started to jump off. If you think about it, the culture as far as musical art was dictated by record labels, because they would be like, this is our new band, this is our new guy, here's a spot, play him on the radio from this time to this time, and do that. And that's how we would get exposed to new music. So if you consider that is, you know, an analog to the film industry, that's what's been happening. We're getting these films that nobody fucking wanted, and they don't do well. And now people are like, you know what? We can beat these motherfuckers at their own game. Same thing is happening with us in indie games. Beat these motherfuckers at their own game, right? So, like, I think that's what we're seeing occur here. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about He-Man, Sushi. I just don't. I have no idea. Okay, so I guess
Looks like it's got a lot going on in it. I remember thinking
He-Man,
that.
yeah.
It was like there's a lot going on in everything they showed there. That's for sure.
Very nostalgia bait. I mean,
Yeah.
we've already had He-Man movies. Like, that has happened. There's more than one. There's Masters of the Universe. There's I can't remember the other ones. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So this Jacksepticeye thing is, in the Variety article, they're saying that Jacksepticeye spent years in the world of Bloodborne, where he had 48 million fans, like, watching his stuff. I'm assuming they're talking about like YouTube videos or some shit like that.
I saw a lot of people saying they're like, the only reason I know about that game is because I was a big Jacksepticeye fan at the time, and he did a Let's Play. And so I don't know. I guess like he does mean something to the game for a lot of people.
Yep.
Not somebody I associate with it. That'd be like Fighting Cowboy or something. But
yeah.
But
if you have to think about it like this. I think most people that are watching a content creator are like normies, and they just like the content creator.
Yeah.
And it's weird to say they're normies because they're very not normies. Normies don't watch streaming shit. But yeah, I think that's probably the case. And they're like Jack fans, and then they go watch him play a game, and they're like, oh, that's neat. Maybe I'll try this game. Whereas Fighting Cowboy, you're already a From fan, and then you're watching Fighting Cowboy because he's
Fair.
talking about,
Yeah.
you know, drilling into the hardcore aspects of the game and what makes it compelling.
My Jacksepticeye story is that my cousin Xavier, who I always tell you about, used to be a big Jacksepticeye fan and watch all of his streams, and my aunt and uncle had to ban him from their house because my little cousin, when he was like 12 or 13, started speaking like an adult, like Irish person, basically, and like swearing all the time and saying really terrible things, and learned it all from Jacksepticeye, and I always thought that was really funny.
Yo, what's up, our Drong? The Drongler dude. How you doing today? You drongling?
Drongling.
So yeah, I'm hoping, like, guys, this gives me a lot of hope for the future of art. Art may not be dead. We've got, you know, the corporations are starting to lose the battle, which is fucking great. The downside of this is, when these smaller guys start getting big again, they will become those corporations that we hate today. It's going to happen. There's a cycle. It will happen. But we might be in this like renaissance period for art of like the next 10 years or something. Could be like really fucking cool for music, movies, you know, games, like all this stuff. We could just have this really awesome time. Yeah, streaming services are already starting to become gross. They're becoming cable companies, and that sucks. So television might be cooked again. We don't know. But yeah, okay. So I think I kind of covered that the most that I wanted to. Let's see. Do you want to talk about the core thing that? Fragmentary is the BSG thing, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. So I think I had an article here about fragmentary BSG stuff. Yeah, fragmentary, okay. Do we know anything beyond, you know, Nikita or the official account saying it's called fragmentary order now instead of Core 3? And Nikita saying
Core
it's not Tarkov?
Core's the developer.
Core is the developer, okay.
Yes.
And then Nikita was like, this isn't Tarkov. This is a different game.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the actual quote. I always dreamed to make proper hard sci-fi. It's been around my head for years to bring new life to new universes with predicting the future approach, and of course add something new to the genre as I did with Tarkov. Now my life has become twice as difficult. I decided to rush in with the thought, what if more time passes and I can no longer or want to do anything new? It's being developed by a separate company that I created full of great people around the globe. Escape from Tarkov is my life, and I will continue working on it too with my BSG family no matter what. Tarkov for life. This is the new adventure that I want to share with you. Thank you for your support, and long live hardcore.
Hell yeah.
It says it's a hardcore sci-fi FPS. I think that's kind of the main things we know.
Okay. Sweet. I guess we will we'll see some more stuff. Sushi, is that that's the trailer? Tony, do you want to watch that? Is that something we can easily throw up there? He sent it to us in a DM. Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, thank you, Sushi. We'll pull that up here.
Yeah,
if,
I can just pull up the Steam page. There is one. No, there is not. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay, so possibly another. Yeah, because I mean, like BSG's indie. They don't have any major publisher. They're self-published, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So ostensibly, Core is also going to be a part of that effort. Hey, what's up, Cog? How you doing, brother?
This would not have been possible.
Hey, what's up, Mocap? How you doing? Graphics be graphicking, dog. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're looking at Core. Sorry, this is Fragmentary Order. Is the
Earth throughout the ages.
in this game here.
Now it is our time to lead humanity further on. We are the core of all rationality.
Мая 1986 года. Объект заказ 6. Системная проверка оборудования. Запись ведется инженером спецсвязи 4-го кольца Воронцовым Леонидом Григорьевичем. 7-й, да. Передайте начальнику смены эти данные. Подготовка идет полным ходом уже 2 года. Постоянно наблюдается движение в погрузочном секторе.
You could say it all started with a flash. A moment that changed the course of history, although no one knew about it. During the years of strife, many turned to the most primitive ways of solving problems. Everyone for themselves is what it was. We had to change it. It took many years and a lot of effort to make everyone come to terms, our terms. Not everyone agreed, and they suffered for it, but most took it as a salvation. A new world order was established.
The peace treaty is currently being concluded under the leadership of the Corps.
With the help of Core reestablishment structure, although the land was tired to keep life on it. That's why Core created the purification program, and each of us can participate.
And then, the great industrialization began. A relentless process that endures to this day, forging a vast reservoir of innovation that propelled production volumes and quality to unprecedented heights. We had to move forward. The only logical solution to saving humanity was space and its resources. But we were barely ready for it. Yet, something happened.
We appear to be...
Was it foreseen? Or was it a miracle? Only the forefathers know.
Atmospheric seal confirmed. Prepare for infill.
This moon scene reminds me of Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I just want to say that.
Our guidance made humanity united, gave them purpose, but did not remove the greed or hold grudges. Yet, it gave just enough to make almost everyone move into the future. The new golden age of humanity has started. We have left our old
Those people
cradle
were real
behind
close to that
and
rocket
head
launch.
for the
Yes.
unknown, ready and dedicated. We removed our old boundaries with advanced core technologies.
Contact. Battle Cruiser 04.
We started the Renaissance to last forever.
Confirming backup trajectory for Mars Uno. We're maintaining 300,000 clicks trailing position as instructed. Established on the glide 4.4. Copy, Buzzard. Priority vessel Mars Uno. Screen across.
Old disagreements, old ideologies. To contest that, humanity has risen to levels unreachable before.
No one expected them to act that way. When we were given the responsibility of developing this colony, no one expected those PCF thugs to start attacking everybody. I think they were happy before we came. Huh? We will pacify them. Our forces are more than capable. I'm sure.
We build a better place for us and future generations. We are the core that keeps you in belief.
They helped us build it. We didn't fucking do anything. And earn real money around the system sitting on a fucking island.
He's leaving the table. This is Unkari. Learn how to work.
We built the world on truth,
Units are being dispatched to contain the situation.
decency, and faith in humanity.
I don't like those fiery explosions in space. Just had to throw that out there.
Mods of damn repents. Now get the fuck out of here.
Now is the time to wait and see. We will be here, guiding, protecting. That is our mission.
I also have to say, like, while I enjoy skeleton and spacesuit as like a visual thing, it wouldn't be that. You would be perfectly preserved in vacuum because your body wouldn't be decaying, so you'd just be like a frozen popsicle, man.
Now it is our time to lead.
You burned on space epics? I don't know, dude. I think this is pretty cool.
Of all rationality.
Space is too big. Space is pretty big. Yeah. There's literally everything in space. I hope it's good, but it didn't grab me by the huevos. I think the thing might be turning cog is that was made by Russians. So there are weird moments of dialogue that are just a little hand wavy, but I'm sure they make more sense in Russian. I hope. I don't know. I don't speak Russian, so I don't know what like a native Russian speaker, what their take would be on like Tarkov, you know, for how that's delivered. Very solid world building. Yes, I agree with that. How long is this? Why aren't they just making a movie? I mean, that's LFQ. I don't know if you followed what BSG did for Tarkov, but they made like a feature length film for Tarkov.
It's like a TV series, basically.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like
it's good.
Maybe an hour or something like that. It's really good. Live action. It's very cool.
The Raid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it goes through like different locations in the game and like follows bears and USEC and all that stuff.
Yeah, like you see them like in the resort on Shoreline, and you're just like, holy shit, this is so cool. Like, I don't know. It was
Turning Cog, I think it's Space Tarkov, but Nikita is quick to be like, this is not Tarkov. So
in response to the tweet I read you before about what he was saying about it, somebody said, Nikita, what made you want to make another extraction shooter with a new studio? And he said, why do you think it will be an extraction shooter?
Yep.
So that's the only statement that's been made.
It might be like a COD game, you know, where like you can regenerate your health and stuff like that. Like, so Sushi, you said, yeah, but the rule of cool for the explosion in space, I would counter with the Expanse. They did no fiery explosions in space and it fucking worked and it was really good. Like they were very faithful to like how shit would actually be in space while still being a little fantastic and sci-fi. So I think there's a way to do it. And I'm really tired of, you know, I think at some point we as you know, artists will stop making things turn into a fireball in space. Cause like it won't happen. To make a fireball, what you have to do is have a fuel source and oxygen, and you're in vacuum. So you have the fuel source, but there's not going to be a lot of oxygen. So if there is a fireball, it would be contained within a sealed, pressurized thing. But as soon as it goes into vacuum, there's not enough oxygen to keep the you know, ignition process going. So it would just immediately go out. All the oxygen would be consumed immediately and it would just be gone. For shots in the Expanse were basically just showing nukes. Everything else was close up. Yeah, and I think the nukes were a little funky. I don't know what a nuke would look like in space. I don't think we have any like publicly available footage of what a nuclear explosion in space looks like.
Right, flash. Probably.
Yeah. Sorry, I should back up. We do. It's a star. So, yeah. But a star isn't a fission reaction. It's a fusion reaction.
And the stuff in the Expanse is like, I don't know, they do a lot of like PDC fighting, and you see like the trails of molten metal coming out of the ships from the rounds going through and the atmosphere venting out and stuff like that. They managed to make it pretty visually compelling still with those things, but you know, they had to work for it, and there's some crazy ass shots that are really cool.
Yeah, I agree with that, LFQ. Like, what does it look like when something implodes? Because it's, you know, but I mean, I don't think you'd necessarily have that because it wouldn't be crushed by pressure, so it wouldn't necessarily implode. What are you adding me, bro?
Like, have you seen them like lighting a match on the space station and stuff? It like stays in like a ball. The fire does, like probably something like that, except there's no oxygen. So I don't know. Yeah,
there's a lot of things. Like physics doesn't work the same way in vacuum as it does in atmosphere. Like, I mean, that's physics works the way it works, but things that we would expect to look or act a certain way in vacuum is not the same as an atmosphere. Starting a fire on the ISS is crazy work. I'm with you on that, my drong.
That is so true. Yeah.
Was it the Gemini program where they had like, this is where they realized you can't have oxygen rich pressurized system because like a static electricity, you know, minute pop like burned everyone alive like immediately inside the command module. I'm trying to remember when that was. It was early on in the United States space program, but there was a really big disaster that because it was oxygen rich, it like everything went up. And
how did they even know that that's what happened?
Because everything burned. Like everything, like metal burned because there was so much oxygen that it was that combustion reaction just took off. So like stuff that was normally inert in Earth atmosphere was not. And that's when they realized they need to make it more like Earth's atmosphere where there's more nitrogen because humans don't need to breathe that much oxygen. So yeah, they have like a mix of pressurized atmosphere inside of a spacecraft now that is not prone to combustion. I was doing the actually thing. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think I was doing the actually thing. I think I was just being like, this is how it really works. and I don't know why we're doing this stuff. I mean, Star Wars I get, but that was in the fucking 60s and 70s. We're in 2026. We know how space works now. We should, you know, you can make hard sci-fi and it's great. Like The Expanse is a great example. So that's what bothers me about it. I'd like to see more of that stuff, less of the Star Wars stuff of like lots of sound in space, lots of fiery explosions. It just doesn't make any sense. Don't even get me started on like blaster bolts, because those don't make any fucking sense whatsoever. Okay, so that was core. That looks interesting to me. We still have no idea what the fuck that's gonna be. I agree with you, Turning Cog. It is fantasy, but people think because it's in space, it's sci-fi. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's see. We talked about Fragmentary Order. We can talk about. Let's talk about Xbox Game Pass stuff. So we know there's a new head of Xbox, Asha Sharma. And she had, I guess this was an internal memo that was first published by The Verge. Asha Sharma said Xbox Game Pass is not a good value proposition. And this is 6 months after they increased the price of Game Pass by 50%. So I don't know what this means. But she said short-term Game Pass has become too expensive for players, so that must mean that there are fewer people adopting Game Pass after the price increase. And so she's talking about how they need to make a more flexible system. This could go either way. This could mean that there's a more expensive version and there's cheaper versions. I don't know. It could also mean, Tony, what were you saying? You think that maybe this means they're going like the Steam route or something, and they'll be like, you get Games Pass, and that's how you like.
I would just say, like, from a business perspective, you're never gonna decrease the price of something. You're just gonna try to increase the value perceived by the customer of it, so that you don't lose money, of course. But they're gonna definitely try to do that without incurring more cost. So I don't know what that means, and the only idea that I could come up with is that like it turns more into like a Epic Game Store, Steam type thing. But
yeah,
as we've seen, like you can't compete against Steam. Like I think that would be a losing fight. So I don't know that that's what they'll do either. But like, you know, the best thing they could possibly do is like make better games and put them on Game Pass. Like there you go. So
I do think we're in a world now where the core, you know, gaming consumer, which is 20% of the market, that group is probably gaming on PC and not on consoles anymore at all.
Yeah.
And if you consider that, Xbox no longer has that captive audience of being like, our audience is Xbox gamers. Console wars don't really exist anymore. People don't really care. There are some holdouts. If you're on social media, you'll find people arguing about Xbox or PlayStation still, which is stupid. But those fan bases are much smaller because people have moved over to PCs. Even like a traditional console gamer who's like, I want to be a streamer, I want to do whatever, like they're building a PC to play games on now. So I think maybe that's why we're seeing Game Pass not be as profitable or useful for Microsoft. They just don't have the audience that they had anymore to sustain Game Pass. And increasing the price is only going to drive people away because it's even less of a value proposition now. So that's the conversation. I think we don't know what it means. We don't know where it's going. But yeah. Oh shit, this is kind of crazy. It's been claimed that Microsoft might be considering removing Call of Duty from the service in the future. I guess Sharma acknowledged that in her internal memo, stating that she would go deeper with employees next week. So that would be next week for us too, because I think this is a pretty new publication.
yeah, like just a couple days ago.
Yeah, April 13th. Okay, so yeah, this is 2 days ago. This news came out. So this is like a leaked memo, internal memo. I'm gonna spell it sci-fi to mess with you dudes. I mean, like that wouldn't. That's a TV channel that's now defunct, right? Have you seen?
They made The Expanse though, so RIP.
I mean, we have to credit Bezos with that because he did all that, right?
Well,
preserved
Sci-Fi
the
made it,
series.
canceled it, and then
Yeah.
Bezos said, "Well, I love that show, so I'm going to buy it." Yeah.
It won't need to be that space is the reason for implosions. Just experiment with something new and not the same old. LFQ, there were a couple movies that were like under the ocean stuff, and I think they did implosions okay. So I don't know. I can't even remember what they're called. There's one where there's like undersea monsters. And I'm not talking Abyss. I'm talking like somewhat contemporary. They were kind of corny, but I thought some of the visual effects were pretty good, and it seems like that's what they were focused on, is making like these implosion things happen. That was cool. Have you seen the numbers for GTA 5? They're wild. PC players over a year don't even make up 1 month of active players on Xbox One or something like that. For real?
I think we have something in our notes about so there was like a big data leak about Rockstar that they tried to ransom Rockstar so that they wouldn't release the data, and Rockstar was like, nah. And trying to find, I know I have it saved here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'll just pull this up over here for a second. Rockstar hackers released stolen data, revealed that Rockstar was right not to pay them anything for it. It had some interesting stuff in it though, which is like they make more. So Red Dead Online pulls in more than $500,000 per week, which sounds pretty
crazy.
good. But then the number is that GTA Online is like 50 million or something. Like orders of magnitude above what Red Dead Online is. I'm trying to find the number in the article here. Oh, 10 million. GTA Online earned 9.6 million per week from September 2025. So this is recent to April 2026. An annualized estimate of just under $500 million per year.
Okay, well, Sushi, can we say then that people are playing Xbox to play GTA 5 because they're not playing Xbox titles? Like, you know, Halo is not doing well.
Yeah,
What-
PC
what
comes in
other
a
things,
distant
like-
dead last, pulling in a small fraction of both weekly active users and weekly bookings that come via console. The PlayStation 5 dominates the scene with a little under 3.5 million active users and $4.5 million in weekly bookings. PC active users is relatively paltry 894,000 with $264,000 of revenue. So like
John Halo.
under, I don't know, 20% of what PS5 is doing on PC. Even PS4 is 1 million people more than PC.
That's so weird to me. But yeah, that makes me think that consoles are for GTA. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I mean, you know, like every normie who doesn't own a game console will go buy one when GTA 6 comes out. They will sell
That's
a
true.
fuck ton of game consoles when GTA 6 comes out just so people can play it.
Turning Cog, the only reason I mentioned John Halo is not because of Bungie and because I worked at Bungie. It's because we're talking about Microsoft, and Halo is a very important IP for Microsoft. So I know you want to try to pet the cat backwards with that statement, but yes, that's why.
And Halo and Bungie isn't even synonymous anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. So
exactly. So the Halo thing is very much a Microsoft thing, and they've got Halo Studio, and they're trying to do, you know, other stuff. You get out of here, LFQ, with your yappy emote. Probably a big reason why Rockstar doesn't care to release on PC. Yeah. I mean, why would they? If PC is clearly their smallest market, why would they? They don't have to. So I mean, that's proof that the thing that I'm saying is probably not correct. It's confusing to me, and I'm just like, wait, what?
It is one of those things where, like, I know it's not this straightforward, but like I think we all know, like, probably it's more straightforward to release any given game that you were to develop on PC over console. Like, you can kind of just, you test it on your PC, you run it on your PC, you develop it on a PC. Like, it already kind of runs on a PC when you make it. There's more to it than that, of course. They have to make publishing deals, and they have to get it on the stores, and it has to support every graphics card known to man, and, you know, all of these crazy things. And like, there's a lot of cost there, but like, I don't know. I was sitting here doing the math in my head of like, well, you know, maybe it's not worth the money for them to like port it to PC. And I'm like, but it's not fucking porting it to PC. It starts on PC and they port it to console. And so like the amount of effort to like get it over the finish line doesn't feel like it would be that much, but like, I don't know. I have to imagine Sony goes to them and goes, "Don't put it on PC so people will buy a PS5." And they go, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. How much you want to pay us for that?" So like, I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe that's what the casual gamers are playing is GTA 5. What the fuck?
Dude, these are bigger numbers than PUBG. Like,
yeah, this is absurd.
Crazy. Like,
I don't understand. Maybe that's why we get you know, so okay. So I'm thinking about how certain games do well on console, way better on console. Maybe that's how we get the fucking idea that people are like, this is our core audience, you know, inside of AAA, and they're like, we gotta cater to that. And it's again, this is like a misinterpretation of big data. You know, you're looking at an analytics firm and they're like, you have an audience of this much, and it's like, well, the audience actually belongs to GTA 5. Like, those people aren't going to stop playing GTA 5. They play it for a certain reason. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. I'm just playing Sushi. I noticed he went bruh. And I was like, why did he go bruh?
We were talking about, like, you know, Brightside is telling us how deep he was in RP and how big RP is and stuff. Like, are these console people even able to do stuff like that? Or is that a PC only thing with like mods?
No, you can stream on consoles for sure.
But isn't the RP thing like pretty dependent on mods?
Yeah, actually, no.
So like, can you only RP on PC? I mean, we're gonna need an expert here if you're still here, Brightside. Like, that's what I don't understand with these numbers. Is like, if it's as big as it is this just like a specific niche here of like these under 1 million people playing on PC versus the 4 million on PS5?
Okay, so Copilot is telling me you can play GTA RP on consoles like PS5 and Xbox, but it's far more limited and relies on console compatible servers. So I guess you can spin up.
Okay.
You can spin it up on PC, but someone with a console can like get onto
like
your server,
play it or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and like Sushi, like, you know, you say 90% of your interest in GTA 6 is future RP stuff. Like, again, we talked about the RP thing 2 weeks ago now, and I definitely knew about it before that, but you guys really like opened my eyes to how big it is and how important it is to certain people. And like, I don't know, just is GTA 6 gonna like take over Roblox and Fortnite and like all these things too? Is this gonna be like a, you know, UGC masterpiece? Like, it almost kind of seems like there's an actual possibility of that happening, but I don't know.
You're also making me think, Tony, that that's the connection here, is that people start at a young age with like Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, and then they get older and they're like, oh, GTA is like Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, but it's
Gary's
for
mod,
adults.
yeah, all that shit.
It's for grown-ups. Now I want to play that. And maybe we just have this whole like chunk of society, you know, in Western culture where like people want to play that shit. That is very weird.
When GTA 5 came out, like, there's not too many things that did a lot of the things that it did, and it did most of them okay. Like, I don't know, it wasn't really for me, but I've always understood why it's as popular as it is. So I don't know, we'll see. It's gonna be very interesting.
Turning Cog, is that G Portal or G Potoral? I don't know what
G
word
Potoral. Nice.
I'm hoping they make such things more native with GTA 6. Who knows, dude? I think we were all assuming that based on what Rockstar has done, they may not make GTA 6 more robust in supporting that off the rip, because they may not have to. So
I would just like, if you look at these numbers, the only thing they must care about with GTA 6 now is making GTA Online a fucking banger, because it is making them the most money in the entertainment industry. That's been said before, and I bet it's still true.
Yeah,
like, it is. At one point, it was named the most valuable intellectual property in the entire entertainment industry, and I bet you it's still true, because they make $5 million a week on one console.
Oh, I'm just being antagonistic, Turning Cog. You're fine, dude. I know you are what's like a good word for that? Spelling challenged, I guess. You're fine, bro. I understand what you're saying most of the time. Yeah, this GTA shit is so confusing to me. I mean, maybe I'm just a boomer gamer, you know? Like, that's it. I'm just like an old gamer, and maybe we're dying, and there's like not a lot of gamers like me anymore. Who knows? But at the same time, then I think about big analytics stuff where they're talking about how 20% of the hardcore, like the hardcore gamers, they're carrying the entire industry. So who fucking knows? Yo, what's up, Boom? Yeah, there you go. Thank you, LFQ. Drop that Beppis. Turning Cock, I hope I didn't make you feel bad. You got quiet. You can give me some shit. I don't know what you can give me some shit about, but go for it. This guy's making fun of my keyboard speech impediment. There you go. All right, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so did you want to talk about the sausage men, Tony?
I want you to talk about the sausage men. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this is Sandbox, right?
Sandbox.
Okay,
Yep.
so this is Gary's mod. You guys know a lot more than I do about Gary's mod. I'm not a Gary's mod player. Never have been. Probably never will be. But this guy, I guess he made a blog post about the sausage men, which is like
I can set the scene if you want here.
Right?
It's like,
help me.
So this is the blog of the guy who made Gary's mod, Gary with 2 R's. And I saw a discussion on Twitter the other day. This blog is 4 years old for what it's worth. He's been working on Sandbox for a long time. But everybody, as far as I can tell, really hates the default player characters in Sandbox. The Gary's mod default characters were from Half-Life 2. So they were like the City 17 people and the G-Man from Skibidi Toilet and all that shit. And so the ones in Sandbox look like this here.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on to just talk about how, so like, I think these are their inspiration shots here. The strategy is to be less like Fortnite and more like Bullseye, which I imagine is like a TV show from the 80s from the UK based on the teeth, but I don't know. And yeah, he just says, I'd much rather hang around with these guys than the characters in the previous section. Real looking motherfuckers. Every one of them is a character. And in the previous section, Fortnite and Krata. I've never heard of Krata, but it looks like Fortnite. And he was just talking about how generic humanoids don't come with any of the benefits. Whenever I see a generic humanoid in a game, I get annoyed. I don't want to play a game filled with trendy hipster 20-somethings. That's annoying.
Yes.
Everyone is so cool. Perfect figures, stylish hair. He says Alex Vance has no redeeming quality. I thought that was interesting. There's like this whole breakdown, which I think like you can read this and you can kind of like understand what this guy's mindset is, whether you agree with it or not, which I also thought was interesting because like this breakdown right here. Here's a few shortcuts to likability. Let's do some analysis of common likable characters. Homer Simpson, fat, bald, and stupid. Alex Vance, no redeeming quality. I don't know why he says that, but that's his opinion, I guess.
I kind of agree with him.
Short, moral, weak. George Costanza, fat, bald, glasses, loser. Michael Scott, idiot but good at job. Max Payne, dead family. Wally, idiot and lonely. Jason Bourne, exploited, amnesia, good at job. Like, such a fucking weird list. But like,
I wouldn't call Wally an idiot. I think Wally
Right,
is like a kind-hearted, naive robot, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
So-
wholesome and naive.
I read this and I was like, I gotta hear Vince's opinion about some of this stuff because Vince and I have debated player characters in games quite a bit, and he has a lot of opinions about them that are, you know, formed from his experiences, and I always think they're kind of interesting. And I know you well enough to know you probably don't like the sausage people, so like I wanted to hear your opinion.
I'm gonna
about all
flip
of
you
them.
on your head here. I do like the
Okay.
sausage people.
All right. Well, there you go.
I think they're interesting, and I think he's right. I don't like his assumptions about characters and their redeeming qualities. I will agree that I think Alex Vance has no redeeming qualities, but I wouldn't make the statement so heavily. I think what he's trying to get at in like a one-liner is that Alex as a character in Half-Life serves as exposition, which means she's telling the player what's happening and what the setting is and all that other stuff. So it's like being delivered by a character, you know, diegetically in the game so that you don't have to have like a voiceover or a cutscene, shit like that. And it's just a character telling you about things that are happening. That's what exposition is. So I will agree there. I think Gordon Freeman is a way more interesting character because you're the player, right? And it's personal to everybody. But that's what,
because he never talks and has an air of mystery about him. And
That's exactly what John 117 was in Halo, and that
Did
worked.
you start watching The Boys yet?
I did not.
So I have something that would be a good point, but I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll talk about it later.
I don't mind. It's okay. You can mention it.
I'm just like, in the new season, Kimiko just talks now, and
oh, what the fuck?
I fucking hate
no,
it.
that sucks.
It has ruined her character. She's so weird. The voice doesn't fit. She's like way too like outgoing and expressive, and she's literally been mute the entire thing, and like it just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, I don't know, it drives me insane. It is a complete miss. It's probably from the comics, it's probably how it's supposed to be, but every single time it's in a scene, I'm just like, I don't know about this.
Okay, so I think I can back up a little bit more about what the Gary's Mod guy is saying. Those character flaws make a character interesting. So fat, bald, stupid, short, moral, weak, fat ball, glasses, loser, idiot, good at job, dead family, idiot, lonely. All the things that he's talking about are things that make a character relatable and real. And it's that your subconscious goes like, oh, that's a real person. You know, I would argue that like Alex is not interesting because she doesn't seem like a real person. She's serving as a narrative device and a way to help the player be more immersed in the world. But the same thing,
you know, happy-go-lucky for being in the you know, a Half-Life apocalypse or whatever. So yeah.
But you could also say the same thing about the silent protagonist and Gordon Freeman and John 117. Like, they are very thin. Like, there's not a lot going on there, but there's a purpose still. It's every player is like, I am that guy.
This guy's name is Tony.
Yeah. The guy on the left?
This guy with the flowery shirt on. He's got a name tag on.
He doesn't look like a Tony to me. Yo, boom with the watch streak. Let's go. I would also say in an industry that is leaning so heavily into the flashy and spectacle side, standing out with normality or non-perfect appearances can win a lot of eyes. Yeah, it's more relatable, you know, and like this fake character that has no redeeming qualities falls into an uncanny valley. Nobody is perfect. No human being is perfect. I mean,
is it the right decision for Gary's Mod 2, though? I think that's kind of where I get a little hung up. Is like, I think I definitely agree with everything you guys are saying, and I like prefer a more unique approach. And you know, I kind of agree with him about the trendy hipster 20-somethings that are in Fortnite and stuff, especially. I've never really identified with, but like Gary's Mod 2. To be like Gary's Mod has to be a lot of specific things, I think. And Vince and I definitely are not Gary's Mod people, so I'm kind of speaking from my understanding of it from the outside. But it's like, I just don't know if it's going to have the same appeal with the sausage people. And I think there's a big asterisk here too, where like the entire point of this system is that this is like a skeleton that you can replace with your own mesh very easily and make any character you want. And this is just the defaults, but like, that was always the case in Gary's Mod too, but Skibbity Toilet is using like literally the default models from Gary's Mod. So like, I think that's the argument that's kind of being made, is like people who might have played Gary's Mod because this looks like an acceptable video game model to them because they're kind of a normie and they don't really play a lot of games and they don't nerd out on this stuff like we do. Like, they might not be interested in playing Sandbox because they see that the characters look like this. Which is totally an invalid way to think about playing a video game, as almost everybody here probably understands, but it is how people think. So,
well, no, you're right. And I wanted to throw this out there. I think the reason why I'm okay with the sausage people is because I'm a Gendy Tartakovsky fan. And I think that's the thing that hurts Gendy the most as an artist, is he has these really wacky character designs that look super goofy, but the writing, the animation, the vision is so fucking good. So if you can't overcome that, you know, it's going to put people off at the very beginning to any of Gendy's work. And I think you could say the same thing about the sausage people. People just look at it and they're like, that doesn't look cool. That looks goofy and fucking weird. I want to be a cool guy. I don't want to be a sausage guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to make something that has sausage people in it. I want to make something that has these like, you know, fucking Master Chief type guys, or, you know, Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix type shit, right? Like, they want that kind of cool action hero, cool guy thing. So I think my perspective is definitely coming from the fact that I've accepted, you know, Gendy's wacky style, visual style, and that makes me more okay with it. But that's like years of becoming conditioned to be comfortable with like a weird character model, and that the story and the vision can actually hold it together. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm the one that's broken a little bit because I've like become a little too pretentious with my art tastes, I guess. And the reality is that, you know, I've talked to you guys before about like how a normal person who doesn't know anything about art can look at art and decide if something is good or bad. And I think this falls into the category of that's bad. Same thing with Genndy Tartakovsky's art. If we're talking about like Symbiotic Titan, fantastic fucking show. Really, really good cartoon. But the art style's so weird. It's very weird. And then if you think about like Gendy's Clone Wars like micro series, the 2-week one, very weird take on the style for Star Wars, but incredibly good Star Wars story. So I don't know if you guys have seen Primal, but Primal is fucking inspired. It's so good. There's no dialogue in the entire series. There's none, and it's incredible because of that. So it all leans on animation and environmental storytelling and stuff like that. It's very, very good. Okay, so Sausage People, I'm guessing that there's like a visceral reaction, and that's why you had to make this blog post, because people were like, what the fuck, this looks stupid. Is that how this
I literally saw a tweet that was just like, it was something to the extent of like, you have to really admire how Gary has just really leaned into these characters, even though every single person I've ever talked to absolutely fucking hates them or something like that. And then I saw somebody being like, yeah, he wrote a whole blog post about it, and then that was what, led me to that. So
he makes a really good point. Yeah. I don't want to play a game filled with trendy hipster 20-somethings. It's annoying. Everyone's so cool, perfect figure, stylish hair. Yes, it's flat. It's vapid. He's correct in that.
I definitely just saw the statement of like, whether you agree with it or not, I think it will probably turn people off, because they'll judge it without trying it. And, that's unfortunate, but.
Yep. And okay. So I have faith that this guy's going to make something that people will like, and they will come around to the Sausage People, but you're right. That is a risk. It's a
I noticed here in this video I'm watching, even like they're showing like a cosmetic store. It starts as a sausage guy. He has a button right here that he clicks, and it turns into like a kind of normal looking dude.
Yep.
So I guess that's already in the game. This is just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, people are just like seeing this and latching onto it, of course. So
yeah.
We've been paying a lot of attention to Sandbox. I don't think he's here right now, but like Burnt Pineapple, I think is like one of the early access creators, and he's made like a Five Nights at Freddy's thing that is actually like fairly successful, and he's got access to this right now, and a lot of people don't. And he was talking to Vince and I about it, and it kind of made me kind of perk up and go like, I hadn't really heard about that yet, so I've been looking into it. I don't know, it's been an interesting thing to watch, and I think it's releasing fairly soon on Steam, so we'll probably start seeing some Skibidi Toilet 2 incoming.
Yeah, authored by Brightside by Burnt Pineapple. Also, welcome back, Brightside.
No, I think Brightside would probably make Skibidi Toilet 2.
Yeah. What is the project example? We're talking about Sandbox, which is
Sandbox, yeah.
New like Gary's mod too. Yeah.
We're talking about how he's got Sausage People in the game. These are like the default characters, and a majority of people really don't like them because in Gary's mod, as you know, it was like Half-Life 2 characters by default. So I was just saying I wanted to hear Vince's opinion about all of this, and we saved it for stream to talk about so that you guys could hear it too.
So. I'll say this. Despite the fact that I was defending the Sausage People, I think that this would not make me want to play it. But I'm also not going to play Gary's mod. I already know. Like,
yeah.
I will still play stuff that I find distasteful in some way. Like Mugenics is a great example. I think it's a really gross game, and I'm not into a lot of the weird shit that Macmillan has put into the game. But it's a very fucking good game because the mechanics are so tight and it's very fun to play. I will keep playing it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm like 40% complete or something like that. Do you even Skibidi G-Man? I mean, I don't know, Sussy Ohio 6-7 type shit, whatever, acid hex. I don't fucking Sigma whatever. Zoomer speak is fucking nonsense.
You just mog the shit out of him.
Ohio. Yeah, exactly. Boom. Sussy, Ohio. Mungus and whatever. I don't even fucking know what the kids are saying these days. We're cooked, fam.
Probably something about 6'7".
Yeah, I know. I threw that in there already.
Yeah.
The kids love it. Yes, the kids love Skibbity. Okay, so I think we beat on Gary's mod plenty. And the Sausage Men. So we can probably get into... I wanted to read this, so I threw this into topics to discuss, but I didn't totally read it. So Pete Hines is a former ZeniMax publishing guy at Bethesda. He says he quit Bethesda post Xbox because it's part of something not genuine. So he's trying to do the thing of being like, this ain't art, this is corporate slop. I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to say. He said he decided to quit the company because he felt that the Elder Scrolls publisher is part of something that is not authentic and is not genuine. So he left after 24 years of the company, shortly after the release of Starfield. First time since Microsoft acquired its parent company ZeniMax in 2021. Speaking at a frank interview, the former veteran claimed that it was always his intention to leave the company after Starfield shipped, and suggested that he was unhappy with the direction of the company post-Microsoft acquisition. It was really hard to walk away from my team and not get to see them on a regular basis. At the same time, I also hit a point of realizing I could not spend the rest of my life doing something that wasn't for me. It was for everybody else, which is what I was doing. I was staying there because this place still needs me. I just hit a point of, yes, it needs me, and I'm powerless to do what I think needs to be done to run this place properly, to protect these people, to maintain what we've worked so hard to create, which is an incredibly efficient, well-run video game developer and publisher. When I couldn't protect it and saw how it was getting damaged and broken apart and frankly mistreated, abused, whatever word you want to use, I said, I'm not going to sit here and watch this happen right in front of me. I think I've done everything I can. This is not what I wanted. This is not when I wanted it to end or how I wanted it to end, but that's not really up to me. Okay, so it sounds like he got into a beef with people who had more power, and they were telling him to like shut the fuck up and stay in his lane, and he's like, no, dude, you guys are fucking this up. And so he said his mental health was suffering, and this is all like Starfield time, in case anyone is curious. So every time Todd delayed Starfield, I thought, fuck, I'm here another 8 months, and Todd was the only one who knew. Though he did not offer any specific grievances, emails published as part of Microsoft's legal battle with the FTC over its Activision Blizzard deal suggested that Hines was confused by the decision to allow Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation, while Bethesda was allegedly told to make its titles Xbox console exclusives. So, yeah, he's not happy with how business people are running the industry. It sounds like to me, and he genuinely cares about video games. I don't know this guy, but that's the impression I think he's trying to give off here. To talk is something, right? But I'm very much about what is the follow-up to that. Do you mean what you say, or are you just saying shit that sounds good, and as soon as you leave this room, it's completely forgotten? Because that is how we ever, that is not how we ever operated at Bethesda. That's not to say everything we said we did. Yeah, we probably didn't fucking come close to that, but that was absolutely our intention. We're going to do what we say and what we do and be genuine and be authentic. Truthfully, I still think Bethesda is just part of something that is not authentic and is not genuine, and that shouldn't be a surprise to you. So this is a lot of what I've been saying, you know, to you guys about my experience in AAA and why I think indies are doing well right now. It sounds like, you know, Hines is agreeing with me, and he's seen the inside and is like, yeah, or I'm agreeing with Hines, you know, whatever, however you want to phrase it. Brightside, I'm not watching The Boys. You know who likes beef? The Beefy Boys. Yeah, I think that's true. Beefy Boys likes beef. Brightside, what we were trying to ask you about GTA 5 and GTA 6 and like what your thoughts were on that, but I think you were gone during that time. So if you're still around, we were talking about how GTA 5 online is like their biggest market for consumers. So people who are playing it is actually Xbox, or it was PlayStation and Xbox, right?
PS4 is bigger than an Xbox.
Yeah, which is fucking crazy. I assumed it was all going to be PC because people are playing RP mod and they're streaming and all that other shit.
That was the question we had: is why isn't PC bigger if the RP probably the way people would want to do it requires that you be on PC.
Yeah, and Turning Cog, I'm asking him because Brightside told us when we interviewed him that he spent a lot of time doing content creation for GTA RP. It was like a big thing he was doing, and that was like early on in his streaming career, and then he like got away from that and went a lot more towards music and more recently game dev. So he's been streaming for like 10 years or something. He's been doing it for a while. And yeah, I wanted to know his perspective as someone who's a former content creator for GTA RP and all that, like what his thoughts were. So I'm assuming he's already gone again because he's not responding, but maybe he's typing away and he's writing stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so I think my conclusion about the Pete Hines, soundbite from a podcast or whatever the fuck he was on, is that he's feeling the same way. He understands like AAA is fucking up, and it's because you have all these business people in there making assumptions about big data. Like this is the thing that I keep saying. It's like video games and people who play video games have very specific tastes, and it has to be a good game first. You can't operate off of these same things that we're getting in film and music, like the people call it on social media corporate slop. Like you can't do that in video games. It's just, I feel like the rejection of that is immediate and visceral, especially with what we've seen with like Concord and Highguard and all these mass market, broad audience, decisions made by business people who are looking at big data analytics and saying there's a market of people here. If we can get 50% of them to buy this game, we'll be the richest motherfuckers in the world. They start there and then make a game. Like it doesn't work. So the dovetail is that we're starting to see this in other forms of artistic media, entertainment media. And I was mentioning the Theo Von movie, Busboys, which comes out on Friday. That is going to be interesting because from what I've heard him say directly about it is that this is like an old comedy movie that you would have gotten like 15 years ago. So Tony was saying, is this like a 2026 waiting? I think he's right. I think it's going to be in that vein, or like a Judd Apatow, buddy comedy for dudes. Think of like Pineapple Express or some shit like that. These kinds of movies hopefully are coming back. And, Theo Von thinks Busboys is potentially that. They're trying to do it. So indie film, they funded it. No partnership with big studios. Theatrical release on Friday. I'm very curious about it. I want to see if it's good. I still need to go see Project Hail Mary first, though. So we might do that this week. I think it's going to leave theaters soon.
Yeah, probably pretty soon.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if you guys know anything about Metro, but the Metro franchise is going to do a reveal sometime this week. So Metro 2039 is going to get a reveal. I don't know. I know people who like Metro really fucking like Metro, and it's never clicked for me. I never thought it was interesting. So if you guys like Metro and you want to tell me about it, if you're excited about it, let's discuss that. Otherwise, I might have run out of steam here on the articles. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Turning Cog likes Metro. Why? What's up? And are you looking forward to a Metro 2039 announcement?
And how does it compare to what's the other one that came out kind of recently? Stalker.
I think those are different. I don't think Metro is like Stalker, because Stalker is kind of like Tarkov. You have to like loot stuff and things. You didn't get into Chernobyl?
I know one of them, bullets are currency. So like shooting is like spending money, which I think is an interesting mechanic. But yeah, I don't know.
I read a review on Pragmata. Apparently VGC likes it, but they're saying it's like not hard. And I'm thinking it's because they probably played it on like easy and then the game's not hard. Metro is very on rails in a way, just a straight shooter. So I like that. And I mean, when you say on rails, I think you mean like a linear shooter, not a rail shooter, which is like an arcade game.
I mean, you're walking down train tracks in a tunnel, to be fair.
but yeah, I like a linear shooter experience. I think that's way better, especially for designing combat encounters. Having designed combat encounters that are in like a omnidirectional arena versus a linear experience, the linear experience is so much better. You guys have heard me say that about Doom 2016 versus Doom Eternal. That's why Doom 2016 is so much better. It's a linear shooter. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Adder? How you doing? Metro's kind of cool though. Initial releases were ahead of their time. So yeah, tell me about that. I want to know about Metro. And then you also said, did you see Marvel laid everyone off? Always great to see. Bro, it's never ending. It's every fucking industry is just laying people off. Sushi says, graphically, they've always been amazing and they're fun. Just not my favorite shooter game by any means. What's the fun part? Like, I know that's probably hard to define, but like, what is the draw to Metro that makes it fun? Is it just like really solid shooter mechanics and it's like satisfying to work through combat encounters? Because I might like it then. Because that's the type of shit I like in a shooter. Sushi says, Adder, I need to chat with you sometime about some UE5 stuff with graphics. I have an idea for a game I want to make and one important thing I need to make sure I get done right. Sweet. Yeah, hopefully it helps you out. Okay, so I mean, I'm trying to think of like what are the other like flagships for Xbox? Forza? I think Forza has not been a draw for a very long time.
They're pushing Forza 6 pretty hard right now.
Yeah, sure. Isn't it Forza Horizon 6? So it's not even like
correct. Yeah.
I don't like the Horizon games at all. I just never do. They're very weird and arcadey and wacky.
It would be cool to see somebody make like Gran Turismo who isn't Sony. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean they tried it with Forza and it was great, and then they just started fucking it up and making it arcadey.
Yeah.
Metro really nailed their diegetic UI. Lighting and shaders were really solid for 2014. Lots of fake volumetric stuff that was copied industry-wide. Okay, so they were like a visual technology front runner, and then they did some fun stuff that was like riffs on existing things. Okay, so it was kind of like a standard shooter that you might expect for like a COD campaign, but they did it really well. Is that like a good way to describe it? Acid says some of the Horizons games were pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, I have Horizon 5 or whatever the fuck, and I cannot get into it, man. It always makes me want to play a sim racer instead. Just as like a car person, you know? I'm like, I don't like this stuff. That being said, I always like the Need for Speed Underground stuff because you're like being a street racer, you know? That's a cool fantasy. But I don't know, man. Whichever Forza Horizons was in Mexico and there was like all this yelling constantly and like you have to look at a fake phone with fake text messages.
That was
and
the last one.
Blech. No, thank you, man. I bought it and played it because it has an RS or a S5 in it.
You can get a
You
can get a Rimac in like the first 30 minutes or something too, and it just kind of like really makes the game like, I don't know. It's just like use any car at any time and race, and it's very easy because it's arcadey and they like want you to feel good. So like, I don't know, it's a good time for like a little bit, but it's not worth spending like $70 on and playing for hundreds of hours, in my opinion.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of people are saying the visuals are like what made Metro really cool, but yeah, it was just a really polished shooter. And they did great weather effects and atmosphere. Sushi says, I remember them being one of the first games to properly implement distance-based tessellation for rounded cylindrical objects. So as you got closer to them, they never showed any faceting and maintained a perfectly round silhouette, which is super cool to see. Okay, so that's the draw to Metro.
I think I got Metro either 2033 or Last Light. I can't remember which one came first, but it came free with a GPU I bought in probably like 2013 or something like that, and I tried to play it, and like in one of the first scenes you're like walking through this dark tunnel and all these monsters attack you, and I don't think I ever played it again after that because it was really scary.
It was very much like Crysis, in a graphic step forward for the industry for a relatively small and lower budget team, says Adder. That's cool. Okay, that's good to know.
The book is called fuck, help me out here, guys. I can't remember. I've always wanted to read it. It sounds really cool.
I'll Google it for you.
It's like a really famous, like, you know, cyber apocalypse type Russian book. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's like Picnic or something like that.
The first one was called Metro 2033.
Roadside Picnic. It's kind of what like Stalker and Metro are based on, from what I understand. Metro might be different books, and I might just be talking to my ass, but Roadside Picnic looks like a cool book that I've always wanted to read.
Yeah, it sounds like this is Ukrainian author, or sorry, Russian writer Dmitry Gluhovsky, Metro 2033, sequels Metro 2034 and 2035.
Oh, so there's just a book called Metro 2033. Okay, got it.
And then there were a bunch of other authors, including Tullio Avoleto, Pierre Bordage, Robert Schmitz, Szymon Wrochek, and then the original game was made by Ukrainian studio 4A Games. So 4A is announcing the new Metro. Roadside Picnic is Stalker and Pacific Drive. Yeah. Okay. So they seem similar, but they're not.
Got it.
Yeah, and I don't think that there's like looting in Metro in the same way as there is in Stalker, which was the precursor to the extraction shooter. I think Metro is just a solid, like, you know, COD shooter type experience or something like that. Okay, so that's a bit of the old Metro. I'm glad you guys engaged with that. Thank you. I wasn't sure if you guys were wanting to talk about Metro. So I've got, let me see what I have. I know I have some Metro shit in my Steam library, but I haven't even touched it.
I want to say they gave one away for free at one point.
I have Last Light Complete Edition. You guys think I should play that?
I have 2033 as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's not looting, turning cog. That's like shooter contrivance. Getting more ammo and switching your guns out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here you go. Metro Last Light Complete Edition, last played February 2nd, 2014.
I've never played it. I have, just never played it.
I think that was the one that I got free with my GPU.
I don't even remember how I got it. Someone might have gifted it to me.
And then apparently
I knew someone that worked on Metro
as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew someone that worked on Metro and they gave me a code, and that's why I have it. Yeah, and I'm not trying to like, well, actually, you turning cog. It's I'm just saying I wouldn't. People like to say shit on the internet about what a game is or isn't, and calling that a game with looting is like disingenuous. I think that's all I was trying to say. And whereas like Stalker, you do loot and you have to, because like Tony was saying, bullets are currency. You know, like you got to be very careful with your resources. There's like, you know, permadeath and shit like that. Disney pulling games off of Steam. Some saying it's leaning into the Disney acquisition of Epic rumors. Oh no! What games?
Like old ones, like Dark Forces, and like if you remember us talking about how they put a bunch out on GOG recently. I think it's like quite a few from that list.
So Dark Forces was like a Quake era, right?
Doom.
Jedi Dark Forces.
I think it's more like Doom, like
not true 3D,
not
like
3D yet. Yeah, exactly. And then when you get to the Jedi games, that's when it goes quick.
Yeah, Adder. So I mentioned Pragmata, and the VGC did a review of Pragmata, and they were saying it's like 4 out of 5 stars. They liked it. They thought it was really good, but it wasn't a very difficult game. And that made me just immediately think that the dude played it on easy and then said it's not a hard game. And I bet you if you played it on a harder difficulty, it would be challenging. But they were saying it's like a good mashup of like Vanquish and fuck. Hold on.
We're gonna watch her hit the data Benjamin here real quick.
Yeah, dude. I mean, type shit. My eyes be glowing like that too. Yeah, go ahead, Sushi. Go off. Do your rant, and then I'll respond to it in a minute.
I saw fucking Skill Up described it as playing like Resident Evil 4 but without a lot of like the depth so it just focuses on the action, which I thought sounded like kind of neat, but like definitely would not entice me to pay full price for this game. So.
Acid, she's an AI. She's like a robot.
Yeah, she's a cyborg.
So the dude, I think she's just full robot from what I was reading in this review. But the dude in the Master Chief armor is like a human.
The premise is like the AI went rampant and like they can use moon dust to 3D print any material based on some technology, and so like this rampant AI has taken over their manufacturing base and is like making hostile robots and weapons and shit, and I think you're trying to stop it.
Oh, Brightside's back again. Welcome back. Did you want to say anything about GTA, Brightside? Because we keep trying to ask you what you think about GTA, and like, then you just run away again. It's cool. I understand if you're busy. I was just trying to engage you in that conversation because I think you're a preeminent GTA 5 guy.
Sushi, did you think that? Did you think that about Stellar Blade too? Because Stellar Blade's not Capcom, is it? I don't think it is. But
no.
It kind of reads the same to me. It's like I don't know. Stellar Blade just felt like kind of boring, and I didn't really have a good time with it. And I kind of look at this one, and it just makes me think that I would probably have a similar experience, maybe.
I mean, okay. So here's the other thing, Tony, that I read in this review. It's really interesting. You have to do third-person shooter mechanics at the same time solving a puzzle on the face buttons.
Correct.
So you're like hacking something while you're doing shooting. So that I think that would be very different from Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade is a little button mashy. Honestly, it looked a lot to me like Nier Automata.
Stellar Blade was like a game where you enter a quote-unquote room and it has enemies in it, and there's some sort of like kind of combat puzzle where you're trying not to like pull all of them at the same time and like eliminate them so you can get through it. And then when you quote-unquote rest at the bonfire, they come back. But it like was not designed as well as like a FromSoft game that works that way. So I don't know. It just felt like kind of tedious and boring, and I didn't get deep enough into it to really give it a chance probably, but that was how I was feeling about it. And I just like, as I was watching the Pragmata gameplay, like it was kind of explained as like a series of combat encounters in rooms, and that also sounds a little flat, but I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm with you on that, Turning Cog. Appleseed seems interesting. That's what's making me think. But I also really like Vanquish. Vanquish was a cool fucking game. So if it's got that, I don't know if that's just a cosmetic theme or like cosmetic similarity. I don't know. It's tricky because like I'm thinking maybe I want to play Pragmata, but maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I play it, maybe I don't.
I would like to play it, but just like not for full price. It doesn't entice me enough. That's the main thing.
I'm not talking about gameplay of my critiques, just the visuals of Pragmata, the artistic direction. Yeah, like feel free to go off about it. Like, just say a bunch of shit because I want to know what you don't like about the visuals. Because I think they look cool, but that's just me. I wanna let you say your piece and all that.
Yeah, most of the criticism that I see of it is generally positive about the art. So,
Tiny Robot Girl looks weird to me. I will say that, but it's unique. It's interesting. Adder and Brightside are talking about the acquisition of Epic by Disney, which is interesting. Public valuation of Epic is $30 billion as of 2024, but they've been on a vertical decline recently, losing a lot of licensing deals and canceling many internal projects. Realistic value is closer to 8 to 10 billion in assets, but like Acid Hex said, 2 to 3x. A lot of Epic's worth is wrapped up in Disney deals right now, which skews value heavily. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a fucking bag. If they can sell that shit to, if they sell to Disney, like, I mean, that's not a great thing for the future of the games industry. It's not a great thing for the future of Unreal. We don't know what it means. So, but yeah, we know the UEFN team is gutted, and that's sad. Please save us, Tim. I don't think that's going to happen, Mocap. Mocap, you said Pragmata is great. Do you have any other insight to that? Because like I was thinking it might be great. It might be a game for me. I just don't know if I want to do like puzzle and shooting mechanics at the same time. Maybe I do. Maybe it'd be really fun. Okay, so they're saying Pragmata doesn't introduce a huge number of new ideas, but it feels like the most polished version of a Platinum Games Shinji Mikami action template we've seen to date. So that sounds awesome to me, because I like that shit. It's the same future tech noise, angled beveled accent lines to fill space with visual noise, separate from the type of greebling that feels tactile in that it's just mostly flat and too clean. It's the same art I've seen in every sci-fi piece. I see what you're saying. There's probably, I bet historians will call it an artistic movement like cyberpunk. They'll call it, you know, something like that, right? I bet it'll get a name because yeah,
I should go with that. That's a pretty good one. Just come up with that?
No, yeah, cyberpunk was defined by Blade Runner, and then yeah, it made a bunch of shit came out of that, and people were like, yeah, this is cool as fuck, we're gonna do this. Tim hijacked his own plane and is flying it into the ground. Damn, Adder. we need saving from Tim at this point. Yeah, I just have some friends who played it and they loved it. To me, the puzzle thing looks like hacking in BioShock 2 or something. Yeah, but I mean that could be cool. I kind of want to try it. I know Illuminous was like big on talking to us about Pragmata and fucking Eugene Jarvis and shit. So
I think there's like a fairly lengthy demo on Steam you can download and try. You want to just like see how it is.
It might be too spoilery for me, and I might just want to go in raw. But I also have too many games. I need to finish Metaphor. I need to finish Mugenics. I need to finish Pokemon Shining Pearl or whatever. I need to finish. I need to play more Tarkov, more Marathon. Like, there's just too many games for me to play right now. If Unreal changes Z as the vertical axis and maybe he's flying the plane into the distance rather than the ground, I mean, that's, yeah, Adder, what do you have to say about that? Can you refute that idea? Exactly. You could swap them out with 100 other sci-fi characters, and I doubt anyone would even notice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, robot spacesuit bro on the cover for most generic sci-fi helmet possible. I still think that shit looks cool, but I don't know. I like it. You guys both do art, so I would understand why you're like, I'm tired of this. But I still think it looks cool. So consider my opinion, if we were talking about sausage people, consider my opinion sort of adjacent to the everyman don't care, it looks cool. Even though I was saying that I'm more willing to accept the sausage people in Gary's mod or sandbox than maybe the fucking average bear, right? I actually went drifting with a friend who was head of IP at Epic and was wrapped up in recent round of layoffs. Apparently Tim is completely off his rocker and has no idea where the company should go with internal projects to Unreal. Oh no, dude. Oh, that sucks. That feels bad. Yeah, that's what I hear too. Most people I know left were really discouraged with the company direction more than anything. Yeah, so maybe Tim's like, I don't know what to do. Let's fucking sell it. My run is over. You know, it could be that. He's been doing it for a while. He's been steering that ship for a long time. So maybe they should finish the engine they baited us with 4 years ago. I mean, turning cog, that's not how it works. It's a product that will continue to be developed for a long time. So yeah, we're not going to get a finished Unreal, right? It just doesn't work that way. New technology, new features, all kinds of new stuff. Oh my God, I was neglecting YouTube. No one's there. Big shock. There are 2 people watching, apparently. I'm probably one of them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with Epic. The features, I mean, like, yeah, but they're all fluid. Like, remember I was talking about how GPU company is like, we got this new tech, you guys should use it, and we'll give you like a deal of some kind or help you make your shit run really well on our stuff. And there's all these different relationships with businesses, you know, business to business relationships, and that's why you get features that are developed. Fortnite caches in free fall. Disney X Fortnite project was an all-in, and Fortnite falling apart is a huge worry, and they've ditched Lego deals. Disney seems shook on games licensing and leaning towards virtual production and interactive ride stuff for Disneyland, but they don't have much of a team working on it. Yeah, so like when I say I've done work with Disney, that's the type of shit I did with them. You know, through a third-party company. I was never directly employed by Disney. Disney is in perfect position to buy out Epic, and Epic is prime for sale. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, and what Tony was saying about LLMs and stuff and features being developed, they're adding that.
Yeah, the people have been scraping the commits. 5.8 just hit GitHub the other day, and it contains a ton of MCP servers, LLM endpoints. Like they're really adding a lot of stuff into the engine to allow AI to interact with it. And from what I saw explained, it's like generally around like it being able to see into the engine and understand the scene and potentially like create and interact with things and like update blueprints and stuff. So fingers crossed about all that. That'd be cool. I don't know if we'll see it though.
Also, you can just make a game on an old version of Unreal and it'll be fine. You don't have to use the latest bleeding edge part of it. I say no to Godot. That shit ain't for me.
I mean, it's absolutely the second best option. If we ever had to stop using Unreal, that's what we would have to go to. But like Adder said, it has like direct NVIDIA support and stuff that like Unreal doesn't even have.
Hi LFQ8821. I appreciate you over there on YouTube. No dot. Exactly, Brightside. Brightside, are you intentionally ignoring my questions about GTA? No, you are, dude. He's gonna be like, wait, what were your questions? And yeah.
And then he's gonna immediately stop paying attention again.
Yeah, chat, you guys can fill Brightside in on what my questions were about GTA. You're not a good duder. Yeah, I agree, man. Having shipped games in Unity, I would much rather use Unreal. It's just, I don't know, it's just a better tool. That's my hot take on it. You could definitely do a bunch of cool shit with Unity, but it's a lot more work, and you need very good engineers to make the engine do what you want it to do. I'm on mobile right now, peeking in and out. Oh, okay, you're good, bro. Well, I won't ask you any questions about GTA then, so don't worry about it. I'm assuming you're like at the gym or something. You're out in the world doing bright side things. That's exciting. I fucking hate being out in the world, man. That shit ain't for me. Okay, so Pragmata sounds cool. I might pick it up because it sounds like it actually might be a game for me. So after I talked about Pete Hines, like talking shit about Bethesda, there's this other article. Bethesda promises to fix Starfield PS5 crashes. Some fans complain make it literally unplayable. So yeah, maybe Pete Hines was onto something. Brightside is prairie dogging it. Damn, bro, that's crazy. The world is a scary place. Dude, there's so much fucked up shit out there. Like, why do we have to be like this? Let's just not be like this. Let's just chill. And, I don't know. I'm saying ridiculous things. Cruelty and violence are a part of human nature, so we have to accept that. And we can't even do that in 2026. On a random note, billions of genetically modified mosquitoes were released in the U.S. just recently. They have a limited lifespan and kill mates as well as being infertile. That's probably bad. Mosquitoes are actually like a keystone species. So I mean, they're very annoying and they carry disease, but mosquitoes are pretty fucking important. They're a huge food source.
I think anything, don't they?
Yes, and they're a huge source of food for a lot of. That's what makes them a keystone species. Both their larval stage and their adult stage are eaten by a lot of animals. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. That's a very scary idea, Adder. As much as I fucking hate mosquitoes. And I will say this. I was bitching in a DM about this. So there's a species of migratory bird in, where I live in Colorado called a northern flicker. It's a woodpecker. And it is fucking mating season. And this piece of shit just makes Zoidberg noises around the neighborhood and then just knocks the piss out of someone's roof. And you like yell at him and he like cockily flies away, like making Zoidberg sounds. And I'm just like, man, if you weren't protected, buddy, you'd be fucking aced. You'd be ashes. Apparently mosquitoes are on a massive overbreed ramp up right now and spreading disease in endangered species. Their math is that the released population will cull overpopulation. We'll see how that goes. Man, that's crazy, Adder. I didn't know that. Okay, so you're saying because it's more hot and moist during their prime like breeding time that they're just booming out of control? Hey, what's up, Gil? How you doing, bro? Hopefully you're I'm glad to see you. Hopefully you're still keeping your head down if you need to. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. but when we start meddling with shit like that, we cause problems. Like the culling of predators in Colorado, we have like a deer and elk problem, and that's why like hunters need to exist. People need to go hunt deer and elk because there's just way too fucking many. And if you guys are unsure about what that means, those animals live a very short, frantic, violent, and sad life in nature. So without natural predators to get rid of them, and what I'm trying to say here is that the populations boom when they're not able to be checked by predators. So if you think about like bunnies, like everybody knows rabbits reproduce at a crazy rate. That's their survival strategy. That's how evolution made them work. There's so many bunnies that they can be eaten and it doesn't matter. The species is going to survive. You get the same thing with deer and elk. They proliferate, and then when there's too many, they end up dying of starvation and like disease. And instead of being like culled by a predator who's like taking some animals out of the group every year, it's very fucking sad. And like these, prey species proliferating unchecked is not a good fucking thing at all. It's a wild ecosystem imbalance. Let's see. It'd be in Austin. Okay, what were you saying, Sushi? You're thinking about moving to Texas?
I think he said he was looking at a job there.
Oh, he was saying he won't take it because of the mosquitoes. Yeah. Is it actually scientists doing this or just a mosquito group like what happened with the mismanagement of wolves? Yeah, that's one thing I'd want to know, Turning Cog, because like Colorado's wolf reintroduction program is a massive failure and it's costing the state a bunch of money. It's not going well. And there are many, many reasons for that. Sushi said it'd be in Austin. Honestly, Sushi, I think Austin would probably be the most comfy and like similar to home place you could be in Texas. I mean, dude, like you should fucking go for it, bro. I know you're a Washington State boy and like, that's home for you, but Texas is pretty fucking cool, man. Like, it really is. And Austin is not as bad as I expected it to be. It's a lot bigger. Traffic really wasn't that gnarly. I would not say Austin is basically Seattle. I would say Austin is like, it's like a mini LA without all the bad shit that occurs in LA nowadays. Yeah, I would say it's a lot closer to that, or like a mini San Francisco, but it's not like Seattle, having lived there. And for what it's worth, people were talking about the homeless problem in Austin. It's not nearly as bad as it is in other places. Like,
it's because we come from one of the worst places in the country for sure. So
yeah, Denver and Seattle and San Francisco are really fucking bad. Like really bad. And from what I hear, New York City is the same now. It's a program run by scientists and regulated by the CDC. Nice. It's a good thing they got defunded. It's a place I'd be okay with in Texas. I like that it's cheaper than here in the Pacific Northwest, but I'd much rather just stay here for every other reason. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's why I'm back in Colorado. I went out to Seattle and did my thing for a little bit, and the job was cool. I really fucking hated being in Seattle. The food was great, but there's just too many people there, and it was just jammed the fuck out all the time, and everyone was just rude and aloof, and I don't know. Like, I culturally just did not fit in Seattle. So I was miserable at like most times outside of the office, which is most of your life. So that fucking sucked. Yeah, I'm a little more responsible than I expected. Yeah, not like the Colorado wolf reintroduction program. That shit is a fucking disaster. Just an example I can give you guys. Some of the wolves that were sourced from other states were preying on cattle, and they were like very much out of control, and they kept like being relocated by park services and shit like that. And they decided to sell them to the state of Colorado, and they released them in the middle of like prime ranching areas. So what's the first thing those wolves did? They went and fucking preyed on cattle because that was their favorite shit to eat. They were very used to it. They knew how to hunt cattle. They were easy prey, and it's cost the state a fuckload of money because the part of the legislature is they have to pay ranchers when their cattle are depredated by, wild predators, especially wolves. And so
a cow was like $80,000 to $100,000.
I know that it's in the millions that they've had to pay ranchers, and that is not what taxpayers agreed to at all. So the program is just being run very poorly. The guy who was running the program lost his job, but was relocated within the Park Service to like an adjacent position. He's just no longer in charge of wolves. It's very fucking messy. And they're still pushing it. They're still trying to make it work, and it's just not. It's just causing problems. Traffic isn't bad here. Just avoid living in central downtown and you're fine. I don't know why you'd live in downtown Austin, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that was my big question to Carter. Homeless was a problem until 22 when they re-added the public camping ban. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, honestly, like I expected to see like Seattle levels of homeless because we were downtown in Austin. No, it's not like that. Rampant crime and theft. Yeah, it's really not that bad. And Central Texas is very green and filled with rivers, creeks, rolling hills, and weather is temperate 80% of the year. Yeah, very accurate. It's like a hotter California, if that makes sense, because it does get really hot. But I like Texas a lot. Thankfully, where I'm at is very quiet. I love it here, about 40 minutes away from Seattle. Yeah, Sushi, admittedly, I mean, you could go out to one of the suburbs, kind of like where Adder's at or whatever, and it would be very quiet out there and really chill. You know, Austin is big, but Austin's not big like Seattle. It's not big like San Francisco. It's a very different thing. I think the biggest amount of like there's too many fucking people here that I experienced was trying to go to Terry Black's. But otherwise it was fine. I'm 20 minutes from central downtown and I live in farm country. Yeah, exactly. That would be very, very chill. I liked your neighborhood, Adder. Like that's definitely the type of shit that I'd be looking at. There's not really anything outside of your subdivision. You know, you got to drive a little bit to go to things, but I like that it's quiet. Like your neighborhood was so quiet. I mean, we weren't very quiet in your neighborhood, but yeah, it was very chill. I liked it. Wait, boar choppers? What are you talking about? Circling his house? When did he say that? Oh, okay. Hold on. Spinning the minigun. Two dudes hanging out the side doors with automatic rifles. You can hear their bursts. I mean, you got to get rid of those feral hogs, dude. There's a boar chopper hunting down the street from us. Nice. That's cool, man. I mean, that would make me nervous that there's enough wild boars like in your neighborhood that someone can go hunt them. I mean, okay, that is quiet and chill. Like, really, like when I was out there at his place, like, dude, like it was quiet. Like, just outside, it was just quiet. It was nice. You don't get road noise. You know, it was fucking cool. Those are the vibes I'm looking for.
All right, well, should try to wrap her up here, maybe.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to show? Do you want to talk about the loop hallway at all?
No, it's a tedious thing. I gotta get it like all like exact and mathematically perfect so that the illusion works. So I've just kind of been sitting here adjusting numbers by 1 or 2 until it looks right. But I think I pretty much got it now. So yeah. I gotta get a ceiling on it. I gotta dress it up a little bit, and then it should be good to go.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I think that's it for us today, guys. Thank you for coming through and hanging out, and thank you for the resubs and all that. Thank you for the conversation. I like my outdoorsy stuff being 5 minutes from the beach, 20 minutes from the mountains. I like my trees. I mean, there's trees in Texas for sure. I mean, the last thing you said is potentially a concern, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. I don't think it's as big as of a problem as you hear in the news. But yeah, there's plenty of good outdoorsy stuff in Austin. Oh, Adder likes this shot, Tony.
Thank you.
It's good, dude. Adder, did he send you anything about the forest? Tony made some massive updates.
A lot of this lighting has Adder's touch on it. It's trying to get it a little more dialed. So
thank you, Adder. Thank you. Yeah, it's looking real fucking good. I'm very happy with what Tony.
I'm even looking at it on my other screen. It's probably still maybe a little too dark. I have this HDR monitor where like I can't even tell if it's too dark because like it looks like too bright right now. Like I wouldn't ship it the way that I see it right
Yeah,
now.
we'll-
But like
we'll
if
figure
you're
it
seeing
out.
it the way that I see it over here, then like, that's probably too dark. So yeah,
It's definitely too dark, but we'll figure it out. It'll be okay.
For sure.
But this is a huge improvement. Yeah, low light is tough to find a happy middle ground. We will get there. And, you know, there's certain gameplay mechanics and things that we're going to do in the forest that will provide some light sources. So having that contrast is important.
you can see the Pac-Man teleport here, Outer. I don't know if I ever showed this to you, but like if I walk across this line right here, I just looped around to the other side, but it's all tessellated and perfect so that you don't notice. I don't even know where it is now. It's probably like this way.
Yeah, every time you see the print, the cyan text in the upper left, that's when he's teleporting.
Yeah, you can kind of see like the edge of it out there where there's no trees, and as I walk here,
you can't fucking tell through gameplay though. It's like it's really well done, Tony. So
I mean, it legitimately down to the blade of grass or this little fern or something. It is 1-to-1 in every instance copy, so that it looks exactly the same no matter what. So yeah,
it's fucking great, man. It's like 90% of the way to perfect. So yeah, this is very cool. Sweet. We will see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna wrap it up. We got to go we need to go talk about Dread and do some stuff. Turning Cog, if you're around, come through and we can discuss some things. But really good progress for the team. We just need to keep going. We got to keep talking about some things. Yeah, and Sushi, if you've got, I know you're really busy, but if you got some time you want to hop through and just see what we're up to, we can chat. But it's all good if you're too busy. Don't feel pressured. And you guys are welcome for the stream. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I think that's it for me. Tony, you got anything?
I was gonna ask if we should raid Unreal Engine because they're streaming right now.
Oh man,
but I think it's like a studio showing off their game, so maybe not.
Nah,
I'm
good with that.
So we should raid Unreal Engine sometime when it's appropriate.
Yeah, do we have any homies that are alive right now we can like?
Only person in my follows right now is Lana. I don't know. Woody is one of our Rocco Grove viewers. Also watch. He does a lot of Unreal stuff. You guys got anybody? Let us know.
I mean, like we'll give it a couple seconds, but then otherwise we're just gonna end the stream. No, it's probably fine. Some people already dipped. I just watched the numbers drop, so it's probably not worth it. I mean, we could send, if y'all are still on Twitch here, we'll go over to First Crimson. We'll say what's up to him.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Raid. All right. We got it started. You guys will be there in about 10-15 seconds.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. We will see you tomorrow. And we're going now. All right, everyone say hello, drop some trees in chat, and we will catch y'all tomorrow.